And we welcome you to the Paycom Center here in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. I am Vinny from V-Dub Productions, and I am presenting another edition of the 2025-2026 NBA season playthrough, where we have the Cleveland Cavaliers traveling to OKC to take on the defending champion Oklahoma City Thunder. We look at Shai Gilgeous-Alexander averaging 37.7 points per season. With the last 5 games, he's averaging almost 39 points a game here. As you look at the starting lineups for the Cavaliers, Cameron Payne, newly acquired Zach LaVine at shooting guard. He came in exchange for Darius Garland going to Sacramento. DeAndre Hunter, Evan Mobley at the forwards, and Larry Nance Jr. at center. For the Thunder, yet SGA and Luguentz Dort at the guards. Caruso and Chet Holmgren at the forwards, and Isaiah Hartenstein at center here, as the Thunder will win the tip here. The Cavaliers coming to this game at 31-26, second in the Central Division, fourth in the Eastern Conference. Meanwhile, we had the Oklahoma City Thunder at 42-15, first in the Northwest Division, and now first again in the Western Conference. As you see Caruso for 3, that's off the back iron. Evan Mobley will grab the rebound. This is the second game out of the post-All-Star break. As we see Zach LaVine, newly acquired, as I said, first time in a watch game for the Cavaliers, as he'll put the Cavaliers on top 2-0. One game this season versus Oklahoma City, he is averaging 16 points. You see SGA for 3, and that is off the iron, no good. As you see here, Evan Mobley with the bucket that is in there, and it's 4-0 Cavaliers already here. You see Mobley averaging 17.8 points per season already. Hartenstein with it. He was out for a little bit with an injury, but he's back. Luguentz Dort for 3, and the Thunder are on the board. See Mobley inbounding it to LaVine. Brian Anderson, Grant Hill, and Richard Jefferson are your broadcasting crew if we had the sounds on, but you get me instead. You see Hunter dishing it over to Larry Nance Jr., and Larry Nance Jr. with the layup, and the Cavaliers up by 3. DeAndre Hunter does get the assist there. The Thunder had a 5-game losing streak going into the All-Star break, but they did win their first game coming out of the All-Star break. I see Cameron Payne with it here. 6'5" Cleveland on top here over 2 minutes into the game. Larry Nance Jr. rejected by Hartenstein. Caruso will have it as he dishes it over to Dort. Back over to Hartenstein. Hartenstein for 3. That's off the back iron. Evan Mobley getting the rebound. Hunter now has it. See DeAndre Hunter here as we are at the push to the playoffs here in my season playthrough. Mobley for 3. He nails it. Evan Mobley putting the Cavaliers on top by 4 again. Look at Luguentz Dort with it. Caruso dishing it back over to Hartenstein. Back over to Caruso. 10 on the shot clock. Dishing it back over to SGA. 5 on the shot clock. SGA coming around. He'll get the layup. That's good. As I mentioned earlier at the beginning of the broadcast, SGA 37.7 points on average this season. We'll go over the top 10 categories of each category for team and player statistics. As you see Cameron Payne, he will lose that one here. SGA grabs it. By the end of the week, I think it's Fridays when the monthly update will happen here. There's a violation here. Thunder ball. 15 on the shot clock. Caruso. Back over to SGA. SGA with a bucket, and we are tied at 9. Caruso in the lineup for one of the Jalen Williams, who's still out for another 4 to 6 weeks. It seems like the Thunder have not been able to stay healthy all season long. Williams started off the season on the injured list. He came back for a while, but then got injured again. He's out. You see LaVine, the newly acquired from Sacramento. He misses that one. Caruso with it. There's a 3-point attempt. That's in. I believe that is Is that SGA there for the three? That might be. And either way, the Thunder are on top by 3 for the first time in this game. Hunter for 3. Holmgren will get the rebound. And that was indeed SGA that had it. Luguentz-Dort coming around with a jump shot. That's in. It's a 9-0 run for the Thunder, and they're up by 5 here. Luguentz-Dort, 8 points, 3 of 3 on shooting. So that could have been him that had the 3. That is off the iron, no good. You see Zach LaVine in the win against the Hornets in their last game. 29 points and 3 assists. Putting up some good numbers so far. You see SGA coming around with the layup. That's good. That's an 11-0 run for the Thunder. And the defending champions up by 7, looking like they want to try to get back to showing why they're the defending champions here, as we have a timeout called by the Cavaliers. 6:44 to play in the first. We'll take a timeout. You're watching NBA 2K on VW Productions. Coming back out of the timeout here, as I said, Oklahoma City now a half a game ahead of the Clippers for first in the Western Conference. We'll go over the full standings coming up in a few days when I do the end of February video review, when I go over the stats and standings and award updates. As we see, Larry Nance Jr. will inbound it to Evan Mobley. Over to DeAndre Hunter, back over to Zach LaVine. We're going to try to end this 11-0 run. 5 on the shot clock. Payne for 3. That will not end it there, as Hartenstein will get the rebound. Looking to try to make it more in this run right now. You see Luguentz-Dort back over to Caruso. 12 on the shot clock. SGA from deep 2. He will nail it. He has 8 points in this game, and it's a 13-0 run, and the Thunder are on top by 9 as we're approaching halfway through the first quarter. We got Zach LaVine. There's a shot up that is in there. Or no, not a shot up, but he passes it over here. 5 on the shot clock. He's coming around. Now he's going to take the shot. He's going to go to the line as Luguentz-Dort called for his first personal foul. As I mentioned, this is the push to the playoffs here in my season playthrough, and schedule block number 4, which will be games purposely selected. And when I say purposely selected, that means you either got to be in the playoff or in a play-in spot currently. Now, of course, I could flex games, and I'll let you know. As anybody can look at my community tab right now, you'll know the games coming up for this week. If I find a need for a change, I'll make the announcement on my community tab. It probably should be no more than 2 days in advance. You'll probably know within 48 hours before that game gets recorded. As you see LaVine hitting both of them. But as of right now, I don't think anybody's going to be flexed. If you fall out of a play-in spot, let's say you're within a game, I probably will still keep you on because you still have something to play for. I see SGA with the bucket there. He now has 10 points. Almost a third of the way through his season average. As we are post All-Star break, LaVine for 3. That's off the back iron. Shooting back over to Luguentz-Dort. And Luguentz-Dort with the slam dunk. I believe he's also in double figures in this game. I'm not sure yet. (22-11). The Thunder on top. And by the way, they see Larry Nance Jr. with a dunk. Cavaliers are 5 of 12 and the Thunder 10 of 13 shooting to this point. Which, by the way, when I talk about how teams, I see SGA with the bucket there, and it's an 11-point lead again. When I talk about teams on my season playthrough, you got to be in the play-in or playoff spot. That means we could see teams. We're going to see repeat teams a lot. Like, some of these teams are going to be shown a lot. Yeah, you see Luguentz-Dort with a deep 2 there, and it's a 13-point lead for the Thunder here. Another timeout called by the Cavaliers. We'll take another one as well. 3:59 to play in the first. You're watching NBA 2K on VW Productions. Coming out of timeouts here, we look like we're about to have some substitutions here. Sam Merrill and Max Struss coming into the game. Max Struss coming back from injury. And now we got Cason Wallace and Aaron Wiggins coming in for the Oklahoma City Thunder. So under 4 to play here. 26-13, the Thunder on top. Propelled by a big run. Struss, as I said, came off of injury report. Came off the injury list. You see Sam I Am. That is no good, but Larry Nance Jr. will get the rebound, offensive rebound, keeping the possession here. 9 on the shot clock. Merrill again for 3. No good this time. Hartenstein will grab the rebound for the Thunder here as Cason Wallace has it. We look at the rebounds, 9-4 in favor of the Thunder. SGA coming around with the layup is good. 28-13 right now. A 23-4 run for the Thunder in the last, how many minutes here? I see Maxi Struss over to Sam Merrill. Merrill for 3. He drains it. Sam I Am. The veteran out of Utah State. Wallace for 3. That is off the back iron. Hartenstein will get the rebound and will put it up. Excuse me, guys. As I said, I still have a lingering cough. But I'm well enough to still call these games here. Over to Levine. Levine for 3. That's off the iron. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with the rebound. Over to Cason Wallace with the dunk. Cason Wallace. And the Thunder are on top by 16. Sam Merrill. Larry Nance Jr. with it. Struss with a jump shot. That is good. Or Max Struess, I should say. I've been saying his name wrong the entire time. I'm surprised nobody has corrected me that has watched my videos. Gilgeous-Alexander coming around. That is off the iron. Sam Merrill will get the rebound. Should over to Larry Nance Jr. here. In their win against the Charlotte Hornets in their last game, the Cavaliers shot 56% from the field. Went 15-34 from three-point line. You see Aaron Wiggins with it here. 1:25 to play, and they're up by 14. Back over to Gilgeous-Alexander. SGA coming around. 3 on the shot clock. You gotta get that shot up. He does, and that's off the rim. And Levine will have it now for the Thunder. Struess for 3, no good. Cavaliers. Thunder have it again. You see Wiggins with a jump shot. It's a 16.3 here. Look at that point lead again. Look at that. Thunder shooting 73% very early on in this game. Late in the first quarter, Levine for 3. That's off the back iron. SGA with the rebound for the Thunder. Thunder coming around, and SGA is going to go to the line and count it as Evan Mobley called for the foul. That's his first personal here. We got substitutions coming in for the Cavaliers. Got Porter Jr., Merrill. Isaiah Joe is into the game now. As SGA will complete the three-point play here. Tyson into the game now for the Cavaliers. Merrill with it. There's Merrill back over to Dean Wade. Dishing it back over to Tyson. Tyson dishing it over to Porter Jr. Back over to Merrill. Merrill for 3. He nails it. Sam I Am with another 3. That's 6 for him off the bench. Shot clock turned off here. 16-point lead for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Cason Wallace has it. Coming around. Wallace for 3, I believe. That is off the back iron. Tyson will have it. Struess for 3. That is off the iron. No good, and that will do it for the first quarter. The Oklahoma City Thunder showing why they are the defending champions. They lead at 37-21 as we will be back for the second quarter. You're watching NBA 2K on VDub Productions. Back here at the Paycom Center, as you see Tyson inbounding it to Porter Jr. for the Cavaliers to start off the second quarter, trailing by 16. They led 9-5, but then they went on. Thunder went on a big 13-0 run, and they have not looked back. You see Isaiah Joe with it for the Thunder. Pushing back over to Walsh, over to Aaron Wiggins. Porter Jr., Merrill, Wade, and Strus and Tyson out on the court to start off. You see Kevin Williams for the bucket there. It's an 18-point lead for the Thunder. Merrill for three. That is off the big iron. Jang with the rebound. Look at the Thunder out rebounding the Cavaliers 16-7 right now. Jang passing it back over to Isaiah Joe, over to Wiggins. Wiggins, 5 on the shot clock. Aaron Wiggins will pass it over to Cason Wallace. And there's Wallace. That is off the front rim. Tyson will get the rebound for the Cavaliers. Strus has it. Strus for three. That is no good. Williams will get the rebound. Wallace will have it. Look at the rebound here. 46.9 on average for Oklahoma City in the season playthrough. That's 12th in the league. They have 17 already tonight. 5 on the shot clock. Dieng with the bucket there. It's a 20-point lead for the Thunder. 41-21. Sam Merrill for three. Nails it. Sam I.M. his third three of the game off the bench for the Cavaliers. Dieng with it. Coming around, Dieng. Jumper. That is off the back iron, but Wiggins will get the offensive rebound. Cason Wallace with the shot up, no good. Max Strus with it. Or Max Strus. Porter Jr. over to Dean Wade. 8 on the shot clock. To Sam Merrill. Merrill back over to Wade. 4 on the shot clock. Strus for three. That is off the back iron. Wallace will get the rebound. Isaiah Joe with it for the Thunder. Dishes it over to Wallace. Pass it back over to Wiggins. Wiggins for three. Off the back iron. Tyson will get the rebound for the Cavaliers. And we got a slew of players from both teams waiting to get back into the game. Sitting over at the scorers table. Porter Jr. coming around. Porter Jr. with a dunk. Timeout. Thunder. 8:52 to play in the second quarter. We're going to take a timeout as well. You're watching NBA 2K on VW Productions. All right, coming out of the timeout. We look at substitutions here. So Cameron Payne, Levine, and Hunter coming back into the game for the Cavaliers. And for the Thunder, we will have SGA, Dort, Caruso. Wiggins will stay in the game. He just is going to switch positions. Williams stays in the game as well. See, Gilgeous-Alexander for three. That is off. Strus will have it. Back over to Zach LaVine. Hunter with it. Back over to Dean Wade. Dean Wade for three. That's off the back iron. Wiggins will get the rebound. The Thunder up by 15. They led by as many as 20 early here in the third quarter. And second quarter, I should say. There's a three by SGA. That's 20 points for him. It's an 18-point lead again. Back over to Strus, to Levine. Back over to Hunter. Hunter for three. That's in. DeAndre Hunter with the three-pointer there, bringing the Cavaliers within 15. K. Williams with it. There's SGA for three, and the Thunder up by 18 again. That's Kenrick Williams, actually. Had 9 points in the game against the Brooklyn Nets. There's Hunter with it. Hunter for three. Kenrick Williams will grab the rebound there. Caruso. Looking at the rebound, it's 21-11 in favor of the Thunder. And it's showing a big way. So see SGA with a 9 on the shot clock. Coming around, SGA with a bucket. That's in there. It's back to a 20-point lead again. 25 points for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. You see Hunter coming around, dishing it back over to Wade. Wade for three. He nails this. DeAndre Hunter had 29 points and 5 rebounds in the win against the Hornets. Cavaliers within 17 here as we're approaching the 6:20 to play here in the second quarter. It's a 17-point lead for the Thunder. They have first few minutes, the Cavaliers were leading, but then when Thunder went on a 13-0 run as Kenrich Williams with 3, and he puts the Thunder on top by 20 again. As we reach the half point of this, or just about halfway to the second quarter here, a little bit shy of that timeout. Cavaliers 6:01 to play in the second. You're watching NBA 2K on Vita Productions. And we're coming back from the break here. It's a 20-point lead for the Oklahoma City Thunder here as Larry Nance Jr. is coming back into the game for the Cavaliers. As you see, Wade is switching positions here. Kenrich Williams still in. Isaiah Hartenstein now back into the lineup for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Nance Jr. will inbound into Cameron Payne here as we are now past the halfway point of the second quarter. Cameron Payne will lose as Hartenstein will come up with the steal. Caruso taking another time a little bit here. Kenrich Williams back over to SGA, back to Hartenstein. Hartenstein coming through. He will get the bucket. It's a 22-point lead. Look at the assists. That's 13 so far for the Thunder tonight in this game. Larry Nance Jr. over to Dean Wade. Wade coming around. Wade with the bucket. You see SGA and company with a 20-point lead here. Another substitution trying to come into the game for the Thunder. SGA for 3. Back off the back iron. You see SGA had 38 points and 5 assists in their win against the Nets. That snapped a 5-game losing streak coming out of the All-Star break. Payne with it. Passing it back over to Levine here. As I said, Levine came right before the All-Star break near the trade deadline from Sacramento in exchange for Darius Garland as Dortz, count it! Levine called for his first personal foul, and Dortz will have a chance for a 3-point play. So we got substitutions coming in now. I believe that's Mobley coming back into the game for Dean Wade, and then for the Oklahoma City Thunder, that's Chet Holmgren coming in for Kenrich Williams. So I believe we got the starting lineups back out for both teams. Probably going to be for the duration of the second quarter. Nance Jr. will inbound it to Zach LaVine as Dort completes the 3-point play. It's a 23-point lead for the OKC Thunder. Evan Mobley dishing it back over to LaVine. LaVine for 3. No good. Caruso will get the rebound. SGA dishing it back over to Hartenstein. Hartenstein with the dunk. SGA. That's a 25-point lead. Dishing it back over to Payne. And there is an illegal screen called against Zach LaVine. .357 to play in the second quarter. 25-point lead for the OKC Thunder. Hartenstein dishing it back over to Holmgren. Back to SGA. SGA with a dunk shot up. That is no good. LaVine will grab the rebound. Mobley with it. Dishing it back over to Hunter. Hunter for 3. That is no good. Hartenstein will get the rebound. SGA will have it for the Thunder. Back over to Luguentz Dort. If you're enjoying what you're seeing so far, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and hit the bell icon to receive notifications when these videos do come out. We are towards the tail end of my college football 26 content here. As you see, SGA will have to get that shot up. No good. Mobley will get the rebound. As I said, today was the first game of the semifinal for my 28-team college football playoff. That just came out earlier this afternoon at noon Eastern. And then tomorrow will be the second game. And that will feature Ohio State and Georgia. That had a classic match in real life, actually. So the game that came out earlier today was the Peach Bowl semifinals featuring Oregon and Oklahoma. And today will be Ohio State or tomorrow afternoon at noon Eastern will be Ohio State and Georgia in the Fiesta Bowl for a spot in the national championship for my 2018 playoff. That will be out on Thursday at noon Eastern. And then at 7 p.m. Eastern on Friday will be the simulation for the actual national championship game. That will feature the Indiana Hoosiers and the Miami Hurricanes. And man, Indiana has looked really good in the postseason, but I kind of want to see how much of a game Miami can give them, because I think they could. Especially being at home. We see Lugens Dort with the layup there. He has 17 points in this game. Look at that. Plus 25 out on the court on 7 of 8 shooting. It's a 27-point lead for the Thunder. They see Levine for 3. That is off the iron, no good. Believe it or not, the Cavaliers actually did have a lead at one point early on in this game. But it was a 13-0 run that set this big spurt up for the Thunder. Caruso with it, 8 on the shot clock. Dort for 3. Dort will drain it. It's a 30-point lead. He has 20 points in this game. So we're down to the final minute of the second quarter. 64-34. Back over to Mobley. Four on the shot clock. There's Zach LaVine for 3. SGA coming around. Dort back over to Caruso. Back over to Dort. Dort for 3. And there is a personal foul. I believe that is offensive side. That's going to go against SGA. That's his first personal, but will not count against a team foul because it was on the offensive side. Shot clock is still on for the Cavaliers, so they do have to get a shot off before the end of the quarter. And they'll lose it as shot clock will turn off here as Caruso has it. SGA coming around. That is in. SGA, it's a 29-point lead as we're heading towards the waning seconds here. LaVine will get the shot up. That is no good, and that will do it for the first half. It has been very dominant by the Oklahoma City Thunder. They are leading it 66-37. Well, we're going to take it to halftime, and we'll be back to start the second half. You're watching NBA 2K on Vita Productions. Getting ready to start the second half here in Oklahoma City. It is 66-37, Thunder on top. We're looking at SGA highlights here, leading the way with 27 points. Top performer so far in that first half. Looks like he's in line to get the player of the game for the Thunder. Big part of the reason why the Thunder are up by 29 here as the Cavaliers will inbound to start the second half here. I believe that's Mobley over to Cameron Payne here. I believe the starting lineups are out for both teams to start the third quarter. I see Mobley over to Hunter. I say SGA, Dort, Hartenstein, Caruso, and Holmgren. Yep. Both teams starting lineups here. Levine will miss that one. Holmgren will get the rebound there. 20 seconds into the second half. This game actually, the calendar date is actually, you see Hartenstein with the rebound. The calendar date for the actual game in question that we're watching right now will be Sunday, February 22nd, 2026, though the upload day of this game is Tuesday, January 13th, 2026. As I said, this is a season playthrough. As you see, Larry Nance Jr. with the dunk. That's 6 points for him. He's a minus 27 out on the court. That's not good. So that means after this game, we'll have the stats, post-game ticker. Then we'll go over the weekly awards. I see Hartenstein coming through with the bucket. As Isaiah Hartenstein puts the Thunder back up by 31. Mobley back over to Hunter here. Hunter for three. That is off the iron, and Hartenstein will grab the rebound. So we'll also go through the weekly awards for, I believe that's February 16th through the 22nd for both the Eastern and Western Conferences. Dort will come around. That's a 33-point lead now. As we are now approaching 2 minutes into the third quarter. Believe it or not, the Cavaliers did have a lead early on in this game, but it's been Oklahoma City for the most of this game. Holmgren will get the rebound. I believe it was 9-5 and then a 13-0 run propelled how big this game propelled the Thunder to never looking back. Holmgren back over to Dort here, 6 on the shot clock. Lugens Dort for three. That is off the iron. Hunter will grab the rebound. Yesterday's game, which I'll leave it up before the end of my broadcast. You can watch that if you have not paid attention to this. That was a very close game as Hunter will get the bucket there. You see Holmgren with it as we're over 3 minutes into the second half. Thunder up by 31. Gilgeous-Alexander for three. That is off the back iron. Mobley will get the rebound. Hunter will have it. This game coming to you from the Paycom Center here as Lugens Dort will get the steal. SGA coming with the dunk, and he is fouled as Levine called for his third personal foul. And a three-point opportunity for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Third personal foul for Zach LaVine, as I said, acquired from the Sacramento Kings for Darius Garland. SGA will sink the free throw. It's a 34-point lead for the Thunder. Look at those SGA signs there. I mean, he's your MVP for a reason. Zach LaVine in his first time we see him in a watch game in a Cavaliers uniform. LaVine will hit that shot. That's no good. SGA will grab the rebound. LaVine only has 7 points, 2 of 13 shooting, 1 of 12 from three. Tell you right now, you might want to lay off a little bit of those free throw or three-pointers if you're missing a lot. As you see, LaVine will take another one, make that 1 of 13 from three. Lugens Dort. This is back over to SGA. Dort has it again. Feeding the rock to SGA. SGA with the dunk. And it's a Shai Gilgeous-Alexander show, and we know why he's been MVP. It's a 36-point lead for the Thunder. Calling a few of these dud games so far, but you know what? I have a professional obligation to keep it to you to broadcast this entire game. Levine for 3. That is off the back iron. Gilgeous-Alexander will get it over for Caruso. Back over to Caruso. SGA. Over to Hartenstein. Hartenstein for Caruso. Caruso for 3. No good. Mobley will get the rebound. Back over to Levine. Levine to Hunter. Hunter. That is no good. Holmgren will get the rebound. Back over to SGA. SGA. With the layup, it's a 38-point lead. That's 34 for him. And he is just a couple of buckets away from surpassing his season average once again. That is nothing for him. Hunter coming around. That is no good. Hartenstein will get the rebound. Over to Caruso. Caruso with a dunk. It's now a 40-point lead for the Thunder. And the fans, let me tell you, fans here at the Paycom Center are loving it. They weren't loving life the last couple of weeks before the All-Star break when they lost 5 in a row, but it looks like they're starting to love life again with the win against the Nets to end it, and now to end that losing streak to begin the post-All-Star break. You see Caruso, or no, that's Dort with it. Back to SGA, over to Alex Caruso now. Dort for 3. That is off the back iron, no good. See Zach LaVine dishing it over to Hunter. And there is a blocking foul called against Isaiah Hartenstein. That's his first personal foul. We got substitutions coming into the game. Strus is coming back into the game for the Cavaliers and for the Thunder. Wallace, Joe, Wiggins, William, both William, and now Jalen Williams, the other Jalen Williams coming in for the first time. So a total reset right now for the Thunder. There's Cameron Payne, no good. Aaron Wiggins will get the rebound. No points for the Thunder in over 4 minutes of play. Or for the Cavaliers, I should say, in the last 4:24 of play. Wallace for 3. That is off the iron. Larry Nance Jr. will get the rebound. Strus will have it. Says Strus was out for a while. Almost lost it for a second. Cameron Payne for 3. That's no good. Isaiah Joe with it. Dishing it back over to Walls. Casey Walls for 3. He nails it. It's a 43-point lead for the Thunder. 4:15 to play here in the third. Back over to Hunter. DeAndre Hunter for 3. He will end the drought there. And the Cavaliers only within 40. Wallace with it. They should back over to Jalen Williams. The other Jalen Williams. He misses that one. Hunter will get it. Payne will have it. We look like we got another substitution trying to come in as somebody's at the scorer's table for the Thunder. Strus coming around. Strus will go to the line and count it as Isaiah Joe called for the first personal foul. Dean Wade coming into the game now for the Cavaliers as Mobley is going to be moving to center. As Sorber now coming into the game for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Looks like they're going to start emptying the bench a little bit here. As Strus. Hey, 6 straight points for the Cavaliers. Got it to within 37. Hayson Wallace dishing it back over to Wiggins. Sorber with it. Back over to Wiggins. Dishing over to Wallace. Back to Joe. Isaiah Joe for 3. He will drain it. And the lead is up to 40 again. Strus had a three-point play the hard way. Back over to Mobley, and Evan Mobley with the dunk. Max Strus said he's been out for a while. They still have no Jared Allen or Donovan Mitchell. Wallace for three. He will drain it. It's back up to a 41 now for the Thunder. Feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder. Let's see, Hunter back over to Wade. Dean Wade for three. He will nail it. It's a 38 point. Within 30, Cavaliers within 38. 2:10 to play here in the third. Wallace for three, no good. Strus will get the rebound. OKC. Payne. 2 minutes remaining. In the third quarter, it says Strus coming around with a jumper. Good. Max Strus. 7 points, 6 in the mid-range. Over to Wiggins, to Kenrick Williams. Kenrick Williams with it again. There's a jumper. That's no good. Payne will get the rebound here. 36, trailing by 36 here. Payne for three. Wiggins with it as he grabs the rebound here. 1:10 to play in the third quarter. 90-54, the Thunder on top. On the Paycom Center here in Oklahoma City. Sorber coming around. He's going to go to the line.
Second team foul. At the line for your Thunder, Sorber. 2 shots.
Sorber for 2 shots. He'll have a chance to get some points on the board here. And he'll make the first one. Substitutions being made for the Cavaliers. Mobley's, I know, is going to the bench. So we got Merrill, Levine, Strus. Can't really, these lineups go by a little too fast here. Topic, Wallace. Is it Topic or Topic? As Sorber will miss the second one. Sam I am back in. He might play a lot of the second half with his team down by 37. Dean Wade dishing over to Merrill. Merrill for three, no good. Sorber will get it. Over to Joe. It is Topic. As Isaiah Joe will get the assist there. So now we're seeing the back end of the bench. I'm going to be surprised to see how many players actually did play for this team. 39-point lead for the Thunder here as we're approaching 14 seconds of play here in the third quarter. The Thunder with it again. They could hold on for the last shot, up by 39. Led by as many as 43. Joe for three. He will nail it at the buzzer to put him up by 42. We are at the end of three. It is the Thunder 96. The Cavaliers 54. I think it's almost academic here, guys. But we'll be back to start the fourth quarter anyway. You're watching NBA 2K on Vida Productions. Getting ready to start the fourth quarter here at the Paycom Center in Oklahoma City Thunder. Here in Oklahoma City, we had the assist of the game. And I believe that is going to go to, that is going to be Alex Caruso with the assist of the game over to Lugan Stort. Kenrick Williams will inbound it to Kason Wallace here. We start the fourth quarter. Isaiah Joe hit the buzzer beater to go up by 42. Here you see Merrill, Levine, Wade, Strus, and Tyson out on the court for the As Dean Wade with the slam dunk, and that is worthy of the AT&T Connected Cam, bringing the Cavaliers to within 40. Don't call the comeback. Mitchell into the game now for the Oklahoma City Thunder, as Kenrick Williams dishes it back over to Aaron Wiggins. As Wiggins coming around with a layup. That is good. It's a 42-point lead again. Wade for three. He nails it. It's a 39-point. The Cavaliers are within 39. Over a minute into the fourth quarter. 98-59, Thunder on top. There's a three-pointer. That is off the iron. No good. Tyson will get the rebound. Max Strus. Over to Tyson. Here in the fourth. 14 on the shot clock. Strus has it. Back over to Merrill. Merrill for three. He will nail it. And just like that, it's only a 36-point game. Wiggins. Back over to Mitchell. To shoot it back over to Wiggins. Wiggins for three. That is off the back iron. Led by as many as 43 in this game. The Thunder had a 42-point lead at the beginning part of the fourth quarter. Now it's a 36-point lead. Merrill for three. Sam I Am. He has the Cavaliers within 33 now. Don't call the comeback. Kenrick Williams dishes it over to Wiggins. Back over to Joe. Joe for three. No good. Levine will get the rebound. So got some starters in there for the Cavaliers. Back over to Dean Wade. 98-65. The Thunder on top. Strus dishing it back over to Wade. Wade for three. That is off the back iron. Mitchell will grab the rebound for the Thunder. 9 minutes to play in this game. Over to Aaron Wiggins. Wiggins will miss it. Kenrick Williams dish it over to Wallace. Wallace will hit the three, and that will end that little run as the Thunder up by 36, and they reach the century mark. 101-65. Back over to Dean Wade. Strus coming around. Back over to Merrill. Merrill with a jumper. That is off the back iron. No good. Wallace with it. Dishing it over to Donovan Mitchell. Wiggins will get the bucket that is in there. It's a 38-point lead for the Thunder. Levine for three. He will nail it. I know that's not three. That's actually deep two there. Cavaliers within 36. They got to within 33. Wallace. Jason Wallace makes it a 38-point game again. Strus. Dishing over to Dean Wade here. 7.5 to play here in the fourth. Levine. There's a jumper. No good. Mitchell will grab the rebound. Mitchell. 4-3. No good. Tyson grabbing the rebound. Levine has it for the Cavaliers, but look at that. Sam I Am has the Cavaliers within 35. If you like what you're seeing, even if you stuck around and you like what you're seeing so far, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. As I mentioned before, we are heading towards the tail end of my college football 26 content. We had a doing a 2018 playoff. We're in the semifinals right now. We had that first game coming out earlier. That was between Oregon and Oklahoma. Tomorrow at noon Eastern, we will have Georgia and Ohio State. as there's a miss right there. And then the national championship game will be on Thursday at noon Eastern. And then Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, will be the simulation of the actual 12-team playoff national championship game. And that will be, of course, between Miami and Indiana, with that game taking place on Monday night. This upcoming Monday night here. There's a three-point attempt. That is off, no good. Sam Merrill has it for the Cavaliers, trailing by 35 here, 5.5 to play. Levine coming around. He'll miss that one. Wallace will grab the rebound. Back over to Mitchell. Mitchell coming through, and Mitchell's going to go to the line. Count it. Merrill called for the foul. We'll get one shot here. Payne, Hunter, Mobley, and Nance Jr. coming. The starters are coming back into the game for some reason. Isaiah Joe, Wallace. Okay, Wallace is still in, and I think one of the Williams is still in the game.
One shot.
And he'll drain it there. 108 to 70. Cameron Payne with it. Handing over to Larry Nance Jr. Back over to Payne. Zach Levine here. 5 on the shot clock. Or no, almost 5 to play here in the fourth. Levine. 5 on the shot clock. Zach Levine with the bucket. 108 to 72. Wallace for 3. No good. Get it over to Evan Mobley. Mobley for Hunter. Hunter for 3. That is in. DeAndre Hunter bringing the Cavaliers within 33 with that three-pointer there. Jalen Williams still out on the court for the Jaylin, as Jalen Williams will get the bucket there. 35-point lead for the Thunder. So by the end of this week, after Friday, this will be exclusive content. Will be the NBA 2K content will be out exclusively for a couple of months, which actually makes it easy for me to keep up on schedule as I'm heading towards the end of the regular season here. Wallace. There's a bucket there for Mitchell, I believe. 38-point lead again for the Cavaliers. Again, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button if you're still watching this game. If you're still watching at this point, you're awesome. Either you are just glutton for punishment as a Cavaliers fan, or you're a big Thunder fan, you like to see your team on YouTube, or just love the NBA 2K and just feel like my project is a fun thing to do. And I see Wallace putting the Thunder up by 40 again. Gives it over for Mobley here. 2:40 to play here in the fourth. Mobley. That is no good. Mitchell will get the rebound for the Thunder. 2.5 to play. And now I can actually say it is academic. A 40-point lead for the Thunder. Wiggins for 3. That is off the iron. No good. Hunter with the rebound. Both teams came into this game with a 2-2 watched record. But the Thunder look like they are 2 minutes away from going 3-2 in a watch game situation, and the Cavaliers fall to 2-3. I believe that is DeAndre Hunter. Yeah, that is Hunter. Evan Mobley with the assist there, and I made the emphasis. The Cavaliers actually had a lead early on in this game. Wallace holding on to it. 5 on the shot clock. Wallace for 3. Nails it. It's a 41-point lead. Their largest was 43, actually, at one point in the second half. Dishing it back over to Mobley. Mobley. There's a bucket there. Larry Nance Jr. with the bucket. Again, this game, the calendar day was Sunday, February 22nd, 2026, which means before we sign off after this game, because we are not done yet after this game is over with. You see Wallace will miss that one. We will have, of course, the player stats as well as the post-game ticker, and then we're going to go over the weekly awards for the players of the week, and then, of course, the injury report, and then sign off here. There's a three-pointer there. .36 is the margin right now, but it really doesn't matter. Wiggins coming around with the bucket. And Aaron Wiggins. And it's 120-82. Looks like the Thunder are on their way to getting their 43rd win of the season. The Cavaliers will fall to 31-27 when the buzzer sounds. You see Mobley there gets an offensive rebound and a bucket there. Stat padding, what it looks like here. The Thunder doesn't have to do anything. They can now hold on to the ball. They are going to walk away with a 120-84 win over the Cleveland Cavaliers. And remember, everybody, we are not done yet. As I mentioned, we have stats, post-game ticker, players of the week, and then we have the injury report, and then my sign-off.
Thank you one and all for coming out to tonight's game. Get home safe, and we'll see you at the next game.
It is now time for the post-game player stats for this game. We start off with a victorious Oklahoma City Thunder. We got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who I do not believe played a single minute in the fourth quarter. He had 34 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. Lugens Dort, 22 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists, and a steal. Cason Wallace, 18 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists off the bench. Isaiah Hartenstein, 10 points, 11 rebounds, and a steal. Aaron Wiggins, 8 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. Isaiah Joe, 6 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists. AJ Mitchell, 6 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist. So he came in late in the third quarter and played the entire fourth, it seemed like. Kenrick Williams, 5 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Alex Caruso had 2 points, 3 rebounds, 8 assists, and a steal. Chet Holmgren, 2 rebounds, 2 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, and a block. Ousmane Dieng, 2 points and 1 rebound. Nikola Topic, 2 points. And then we had Jalen Williams at 2 points and 1 rebound. Thomas Sorber, 4 minutes of play, 1 point and 1 rebound. So everybody who was eligible to play for the Thunder were able to play in this game for some variation of the game. The Cleveland Cavaliers, Sam Merrill led the team in scoring off the bench. He had 18 points and 1 rebound, 6 3-pointers. All of them were 3-pointers. DeAndre Hunter, 16 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Dean Wade, 13 points, 3 rebounds. Zach LaVine only had 11 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and a steal. Evan Mobley, the double-double for him, 11 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists. Max Strus, 7 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. Larry Nance Jr., 6 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists. Then we got Craig Porter Jr., 2 points and 2 assists. Cameron Payne only had 3 assists for the Cavaliers. Jalen Tyson, 7 rebounds and 1 assist. And then we got Lonzo Ball, Tyrese Proctor did not play for the Cleveland Cavaliers, and those are your player statistics for this game. It is now time for the post-game ticker brought to you by 2K Sports. We just watched this game. Oklahoma City Thunder defeating the Cavaliers 120-84. The Hawks 140 and the Nets 100. And, of course, these are for Sunday, February 22nd, 2026, by the way, for these games. Before I move on. The Nuggets 126. The Warriors 123 in overtime. The Bucks 108 and the Raptors 103. The Pacers 144 and the Mavericks 118. We have the Wizards 115 and the Hornets 111. The Lakers 124 and the Celtics 102. We had the Timberwolves 129 and the Sixers 116. The Bulls 129 and Knicks 102. The Trailblazers over the Suns 119 to 100. Then we have the Clippers 122 and the Magic 112. And now for a very light slate for Monday, February 23rd, 2026. We have the Spurs 119, the Pistons 116. Kings light the beam 130 to 122 winners over the Memphis Grizzlies. And then we have the Houston Rockets 123 and the Utah Jazz 94. And now for Tuesday, February 24th, 2026, we have the Pacers 133, Sixers 119. We got the Hawks 121, Wizards 116. We have the Mavericks 124 and the Nets 94. Thunder 129 and the Raptors 95. The Bulls fall to the Hornets 153 to 148. The Cavaliers 133 and the Knicks 112. And we got the Bucks fall to the Heat 132 to 129. We got the Warriors 120 and the Pelicans 105. Suns 123 to Celtics 79. We got the Lakers 136 and the Magic 112. And the Timberwolves will get their 40th win of the season. They win 117 to 88 over the Portland Trail Blazers. And that will do it for your post-game tickers. My buddy RJL Network would say, if your team won, congratulations. If not, there's always tomorrow. And now we look at the players of the week for February 16th through the 22nd. Eastern Conference Player of the Week will go to Cade Cunningham of the Detroit Pistons, and Nikola Jokic will win the honors in the Western Conference of the Denver Nuggets. It is now time to look at the injury reports for the games played after February 24th, 2026. Philadelphia 76ers are still without the services of Paul George and Tyrese Maxey. Bucks are fully healthy. The Bulls are without Nikola Vucevic. Jared Allen still out, as well as Donovan Mitchell, but now we have Luke Travers, a two-way player. He's out 6 to 8 weeks for the Cavaliers. Jason Tatum still out for the Boston Celtics. Chris Dunn now out for the Clippers. He's out 1 to 2 weeks. Grizzlies are fully healthy. The Hawks are without Kristaps Porzingis for 2 to 4 weeks. Rozier, we know about his suspension with that whole gambling scandal. And then Norman Powell still out. Hornets are fully healthy. Yusuf Nurkic out 1 to 2 weeks. Sacramento Kings are now fully healthy. OG Anunoby still out for the Knicks. Austin Reeves still out for the Lakers. Wendell Carter Jr. now is only out for the Orlando Magic. Cooper Flagg and Kyrie Irving are out for the Dallas Mavericks. I feel bad for Cooper, for both teams, for both players right now, especially Kyrie Irving, who made his recovery, was able to come back, and now he's out again. Zaire Williams out for the Brooklyn Nets. Denver Nuggets without the services of Aaron Gordon and Tim Hardaway Jr. We already knew about Tyrese Halliburton's injury. We're not going to be worried about him. Jordan Hawkins out 1 to 2 weeks for the Pelicans. Karis LeVert is out for the Pistons, as well as Jaden Ivey, but Ivey is out 1 to 2 weeks now. He was out for a while, but now we look at like he's about to be coming back pretty soon. And the Pistons right now, even with their record, because of how weak the Eastern Conference is, they are in a play-in spot. We could quite possibly see them actually. At at some point. We don't know yet. They could be finding themselves in a position where they could be flexed into a game. The Raptors are without DeRozan and Carter, and Jakob Poeltl is also out. Fred VanVleet, we know about his injury. He won't be seeing him, but Aaron Holiday out for the Rockets as well for 1 to 2 weeks. Spurs are fully healthy. Suns without Mark Williams or Grayson Allen. Jalen Williams still out for the Thunder. The Timberwolves are without Julius Randle. We know about Lillard's injury. Abdia and Shaedon Sharpe are also out for the Trailblazers. Golden State Warriors are without Gary Payton II. And then the Washington Wizards, they are fully healthy. And that is your injury report. Tomorrow we stay in the Eastern Conference, and as I mentioned a few times before, that we will have teams on back-to-back days, and this is the first instance where the Cleveland Cavaliers, we just were showing today, they'll be back on tomorrow as they travel to Milwaukee to take on the Milwaukee Bucks. The date of this game will be February 25th, 2026. So we're nearing the end of February, which means I believe, as I said, if I keep up on the schedule, that Friday will be the February Awards Standings and Stats Update video. So do keep an eye on that. But tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern, we have the Cavaliers and the Bucks. And do not be fooled by the fact that the Cavaliers have more wins than the Bucks, because the Milwaukee Bucks by percentage points are actually ahead, technically should be ahead of the Cleveland Cavaliers for fourth in the Eastern Conference. So that will do it for the NBA 2K portion. Just want to let everybody know, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And don't forget to watch the college football. Don't forget to watch my college football 26 content, as my 2018 playoff had their first semifinal game out earlier. That was between Oregon and Oklahoma. Tomorrow will be the second semifinal game featuring Georgia and Ohio State. That should be a good one as well. And then, of course, the national championship game will be on Thursday night, or it'll be on Thursday afternoon at noon Eastern, and then Friday night will be my final college football 26 upload, and that will be the simulation featuring the Indiana Hoosiers and the Miami Hurricanes for the real 12-team college football playoff national championship game. That will be taking place this upcoming Monday night, January 19th, 2026, from Miami Gardens. And with that, I want to remind everybody the final score of this game. The Oklahoma City Thunder 120 and the Cleveland Cavaliers 84. Hopefully the Cavaliers will put up a little bit of a better fight in tomorrow's game. I am Vinny from VDub Productions, and I am signing off.